Hey, YouTube. How y'all doing tonight? Today, I'm talking about tonight. Lord, it's overcast here in San Francisco today. I believe these fires might be blocking the sun because it's real gloomy looking. Hey, people. I'm here. I want to talk a minute about the situation with Kelly Price. Now, I have avoided this story for a specific reason. Hey, you guys. Hi, Trinity. Lincoln Jew. Hello, Saints. People have been talking about the situation with Kelly Price for a few days now. I've listened to what's available here and what's available on in Google. There's various people reporting on this story. The latest story seems to be that she is fine and recovering from COVID, right? But of all the stories we've heard of people with COVID, no one has had to be hidden away where we can't even get a statement when people are suspecting that there's been foul play. So the question is, hi, Gina, calling me handsome. Thank you. Thank you, Gina. Just made my day. So the story is at first they were saying that she has been sick with COVID. COVID has been the primary thing here, right? It's all about COVID. But I was listening to Brother Larry Reed on his take on this thing. And apparently this story is not as simple as it may seem. The simple story is she got diagnosed with COVID. She left the hospital early for whatever reason. And she's been cared for in some kind of long-term facility. Well, that's all fine. That would make sense that if she is sick, she's not able to give press conferences and things like that. But everybody has a cell phone, honey. All it would take at this point is we want to see her alive, right? Because according to the story by Larry Reed, there's some very suspicious things that happened right before her disappearance or right before she became sick. So I don't know why this is a police case. Most people who get COVID, they're not reported missing. Right? So of course we're all praying that Kelly Price is fine and doing well and recovering. But the backstory about these men, apparently she's had several men in her life. The last one being Daryl Crump. Daryl Crump. This is apparently her fiance. I did see also in that same article that Reed produced a marriage certificate. So I don't know if they were married, they eloped, because for some reason her family cannot see her. And they're giving the excuse that they are not listed as her next of kin, which would mean there would have to be somebody who is the next of kin. So what Brother Reed was suggesting is that if she has married someone, then that person will be the next of kin. So why all the secrecy? Why all the secrecy of why we can't know where this woman is, and we can't get just a wellness check? We can't just see, even if we all wearing masks, right? So all we would have to see is her eyes, girl. I mean, I don't know how vain people are. If you are sick, we know that you're on a ventilator. You're somewhere between life and death. No matter how sick you were, I don't know why we can't just see a picture of her breathing. Right? So I don't know what's going to happen with this story. I've avoided it because it seems to change every 15 minutes. Every time you look at it, then there's some other news. I'm very suspicious of all these Hollywood people after their situation with Jesse Smollett, right? Where people were just a big publicity stunt. Why would you allow something like this to go on for this long? Apparently, this woman her family hasn't seen her in a month, right? There's even implications that these men that she's had in her life are control. Baby, don't do that. Hey, what the hell? The dog got all this fascination with wires. Do dogs chew through the wires? I don't know. He sure seems to be obsessed with these wires all of a sudden. Anyway, no matter how sick you are, honey, I don't know why you have all this scuttlebutt going on why you would have people out here accusing your lover, boyfriend, or husband, accusing him that there's possibly foul play, right? And why are you still being listed as a missing person? Surely the police don't want you on reported as a missing person if you have in fact been found and are well. So as I was going to sleep last night, the report was from her attorney saying that she is lawyers, honey. I don't believe a goddamn thing a lawyer says, honey. Right? Their job is to spin. The lawyer says she's fine and recovering, but why can't the lawyer then be standing by her bedside and reporting this? Right? Why can't the lawyer take his phone out and just do a snapshot? Here's Kelly, and put all this stuff to rest, right? Because now people are speculating that there could be possibly foul play. And why are the police involved? Why are there two detectives involved? I guess the detectives' names are King and Case. Why haven't they come forward and given a press conference to confirm this lady is fine? Although I don't even think that would be sufficient at this point. At this point, we need to see her. Her family does not believe that she is well and fine and recovering. Right? Now, we don't know if she done fell out with her family. I don't want the family know, but that would be between her and her sister, right? Apparently, there's only two of them left of the immediate family, her and her sister. They've had several deaths in the last couple of years, in the last few months, in fact. And now it's just her, the two of them, right? So even if they had fallen out, that would be a family issue. But why would you want the whole goddamn planet, or certainly the people in the United States, all over? I mean, it's all over social media now. Why would you want them still believing that there's something missing here? Something is wrong here. So at first I said, well, the woman is sick. But now it looks like there could be other issues here. And perhaps we're blowing up the issue of the COVID more than it actually is. What happened before this woman went missing? Why did she leave the hospital early? And why does this location has to be so disclosed? We're not talking about a world leader here, right? People just want to know that she's okay. Hi, people. How y'all doing? So y'all believing? Y'all been following the story? I'm very leery about these stories because you report one thing, and then 20 minutes later, it's a whole different other thing. And then all of a sudden, somebody shows up, and it was all just for now, right? So she's had COVID for over a month now. So I don't know where the criminal element would be, right? Because even if this woman was sick and on a ventilator, are we suggesting that her boyfriend now went and murdered her on the ventilator? Right? Why are they allowing all this talk to go on? Doesn't make any sense to me. And why would it be a criminal matter? Because she's sick. Why do the police still think she's a missing person? Why does her family still feel like she is a missing person? You know good and damn well that if you have a person in your family who has been reported missing, and it's all over the internet and all over the news, people are reporting that she is a missing person, you would come and say, baby, it's not all that. You would make an appearance, no matter what your condition is. Even if you can't speak, it's okay, just take the picture, right? Because she's going to be having a mask on. She's going to be all covered up. I don't know what there is to hide, honey. So, according to some of these reports, people are starting to suspect that there has been foul play. There was some kind of money exchange right before she went to the hospital, and they don't trust this guy, Daryl. Now, some of the reports are still saying that her boyfriend is Terrell Barber. I guess that was an ex, and maybe some of the news. I'm getting breasts now. God damn it. Getting fat, and unfortunately, whatever. How y'all doing, honey? How y'all doing today? I'm on maternity leave and I need a video from you twice a day. I'm just holding back to see how this thing turns out, and basically, it's still what I'm doing. Even people with COVID. I mean, it's not, they don't have COVID forever. And what would be the shame if she is very sick, if she is on a ventilator? Why would there be a secret? We already know that she's gotten this thing, right? But apparently there was some kind of argument where the man grabbed her in a restaurant before she got sick, and she appeared the next day with dark shades on. Now, granted, she could have dark shades on because she is sick, not feeling well, and just has to make an appearance somewhere, right? But it's been put out there that perhaps something physical happened to her before she became sick. And if we can't get around, her sister is still saying that she has not seen or heard from her in over a month. So is this a big cover up here? Lawyers are just in it for the money. So we can go by what the lawyer says, right? Apparently this woman is her attorney though. So I'm saying that she is fine, she's well, and all this kind of shit. So we don't know what goes on behind the scenes with contracts and money and things and property and who's in charge and all those kinds of. We don't know any of those kind of things, right? So we don't know what the motivation of the lawyer coming forth to say that she's fine. We don't know what the person's motivation might be, and we don't know who's paying the person at this point, right? So I'm just saying to you, Kelly Price, because sometimes you go to YouTube and you just put your name in and you're just seeing what's being said about you. I'm just saying to you, all that people need to put this thing to rest is just a picture. Just a picture. Blink your eyes, honey, and let us know that's you. Show us just enough of you so we can confirm that it's you, and people can move on, continue to pray for you, and you can continue to heal. All this undisclosed location, all this secrecy is not making a whole lot of sense, right? What y'all think? I am so dehydrated. The people have changed my diabetes medication, so I think that's why I'm so dehydrated. I couldn't bring myself to tell the doctor that I've been cheating a little bit here and there with my diet. That could explain why the numbers have changed. You want to tell them everything, your doctor, so they can properly diagnose you and such. But yeah, I'm also new stuff. Miss Kelly Price must be mad at her family for some reason. Well, that's the first thing I thought too. Maybe she's trying to piss them off, but why piss off the whole country though? I mean, this is a woman. She has her career to consider. I can see that maybe if you fell out with your family, I don't want them knowing nothing. Don't tell them nothing. But it's past that at this point, right? You don't want to come back with some scandal, come back from your illness, and then continue your career with some scandal following you, just to piss your sister off. I mean, how pissed off can you be? The sister seemed very concerned. Apparently there's only 2 of them left. She has 2 kids. I think she has 2 kids, right? Her kids don't even know where their mama is. How you gonna have you don't know where your mama is, honey? So I think she has a boy and a girl, right? A lovely one. Is that the truth? Kelly's sister is busy promoting her new music on IG, not posting about her concern, her missing sister. Kelly's sister is busy. Are there 2 women? I saw they don't look like the same woman. The one lady has this streak in her hair. Is that her sister? Apparently, the sister that we saw on Larry Live, that is her only sister. But who is this other woman? Is that like a cousin or aunt or something like that? She hasn't seen her either. They're all just going by what the attorney said. So basically, the family doesn't know any more than we know, right? Just statements from a lawyer. A lawyer is a paid mouthpiece, so they say whatever they're instructed to say, depending on who's paying them. I think the husband is moving money. Is that her husband? Some sites are saying that that's her husband. Some are saying that that's her fiance, and some are saying it's her boyfriend. But Larry had a document on there saying that they were both appeared on a document for marriage. But the document, does it only cost $50 to get married? That's what it said. It said $25 each person. So I don't know if that's an actual marriage certificate, or they just engaged, or what. It was also saying that they can't find any information about this guy, Daryl Crump, online. Now, there should be some kind of footprint somewhere of this man, but if he's a con man or something, I'm not saying that he is or isn't, but it's so easy to put this to rest. Kelly's children are grown, I believe. However, they should still know. Of course, they got to know where their mother is, though. I don't know if they're grown. Until they're 90 years old, they still want to know who that's still their mother. And apparently, this guy, I mean, why would the boyfriend not allow the family to even visit the house? That tells me that they don't trust him. There is something going on between the boyfriend and the family, since he won't let them in the house. What is there to hide? Apparently, the police did visit the house and saw no evidence of foul play. Now, did they go in there with luminol to make sure, or they just went and checked the place and see that no furniture was broke? How the hell are they going to determine that there was no foul play? They're saying there's no evidence of any foul play there in the house, right? So I don't know if they're blowing up this COVID thing. He got some explaining to do, Brother Daryl. He got some explaining because he knows the whole story, right? Of course, when if you're covering up a crime or some kind of criminal activity, you're not going to be able to say anything. So he's silent. He won't say anything, even though he's the one with all the answers. So your wife or girlfriend, are you in the disclosed location as well? How's she going to be convalescing in the undisclosed location, and she's got a boyfriend, fiance, or husband, where she's in a different location? Shouldn't you be there with your wife? She's there by herself. No family. When you want, if you were sick, let's say you were so sick that you didn't know you'd be alive or dead in the next couple of weeks, wouldn't you want your family there, no matter how much you've fallen out with them? Could you be so angry with your family that there's not one member of your family that you would want there when you are that sick? You don't want your son there. You don't want your daughter there. You don't want your sister there. You don't want anybody but this, I almost said the word, this African-American gentleman. You don't want nobody there, and then he's not there. Right? Aren't the people vaccinated? I assume the other people will be vaccinated, double or triple, and wearing masks and protection, where they would see. I mean, of course, before we knew in the early stages of COVID, people were isolated from their family members. They couldn't have anybody around, right? Because of the way the thing was spreading. But now, with all the information we have now, if they can be vaccinated and they can also have the proper coverings, even if you were seeing your mom through a plate glass, you would still be better than not seeing her at all and just taking some Negro's story who you don't like, who won't even let you in the house. Hi, Deborah Mitchell. I'm glad you got the book. So I got any other moderators in here? No, you're here by yourself again. I want to tell the other moderators that I want to send them a copy of the new book. All they got to do is send me their address. So I think she's the only one here. Okay. Tim, the one concern making the rounds is her clout chasing sister with the bad singing voice. Oh my God. We all saw the Bodyguard, right? Kevin Costner and Whitney Houston, where the sister Whitney Houston's sister or the woman, I forgot her name, what she played, but her sister was the killer. She was jealous of her sister because she was always like her employee. She was jealous, and she was the one that was terrorizing Whitney Houston, right? But we can't jump to that conclusion. The woman seems sincere to me. And I mean, what difference does it make if she's a cloud chaser or what she does? We still need to see that this woman is alive at this point, right? That's just the bottom line, honey. If you can just show a picture of Kelly Price sitting in the bed, nodding her head or blinking her eyes or whatever she can do, it will put it all to rest. So why not do that? Why all the secrecy? Certainly nothing's secret when you have 1,000 people wondering about your whereabouts now, and the police won't even take you off the missing person list. Now, how do you explain that? You would think you would want to clear people. And maybe I don't know why there would be a police matter though, unless they're suggesting he did something to her. It more likely would be a cover up for whatever reasons they have to cover up. They don't want people to know that she's no longer here. A cover up, or maybe something happened and they're just using COVID as being the primary theme in this thing. I don't know. It seems to me if my mama was laying anywhere, I'm gonna give a goddamn. If we weren't speaking yesterday, I would go to see my mama. If this could be the last time I could see her, because if she's on a ventilator, how do we know? Seems to me she would want her family around her. That is the norm. People, daddies you haven't seen in 40, 50 years would say, I want to see my daughter. My experience has been when I had people pass away, very important people in my life. I want to see this person. I just want to say goodbye. Right? It is the norm, honey. You don't take somebody in that condition and then just disappear them. And why can't they come into the house? Who is this person? He just shows up now and he has to control everything. Doesn't say a lot about you, dude. So now you're going to have you're going to have people investigating your ass. Then you're going to have the record company. They're going to be investigating you. Everybody's going to be investigating you, all because you can't show proof of life with this lady. Explain the situation. She's to reach out to her children. She is close to her kids. So regardless of what is something is not right. Right. At least her children. Especially if you're on the ventilator, you don't know. You don't know the situation. Definitely you want your kids there. Who is this dude? I mean, how long has he been around? Apparently she's had several boyfriends up until recently. This is the last one. He got the power. He's the powerful one now, apparently. He can take over the house and not let the family in it. I don't imagine that woman would be that angry with her family where she would give instruction that they can't come into the house. Tamala Haley, is that the attorney? Travis Miller, is that the attorney? Tamala Haley said she was found and is safe. But why are the police still involved in it? Why haven't they taken her off a missing person list? She's still being reported as the missing person by her family and by the police. What is going on behind the scenes, honey? If she can't, she's so sick she can't even send out a text message, although that would not satisfy, my inquisitive mind. I would need to just see her. That puts it all to rest, right? Mm-hmm. If your mother told you not to disclose her whereabouts, would you that may be what's happening. Deborah Mitchell, that could be fine. I mean, that would be fine if she didn't have all of this publicity now surrounding where she's at. I mean, would you really want to bring that on to yourself? You really want to bring suspicion of a foul play onto yourself just because you mad at your sister, or are you mad at everybody? Right? Maybe her family. I could see that maybe her family stresses her out, and she said, "Listen, I am so sick that I can't even blink my eyes, honey. The last thing I want to do is have any stress around me. So I don't want to see any family. I don't want to see anybody." Right? That could be her stand. But at the same time, she's got to be exposed to social media. She got to know what's going on. If she is all in the news, somebody's by her side. I don't know. If your mother told you, so you're saying that if her mother told the kids, so the kids would know. Have we actually got video from the children, from her kids? They're not kids. I mean, they're adults, I guess. They were married, and he has a history of domestic violence. Oh shit! See, that's where the conversation tends to be going. It's going to go further and further in that direction. Apparently, there was a fight before she got sick too, where they were in a restaurant, according to Larry Reid Live, and he grabbed her. And the next day, she shows up with dark shades on. So he has a history of domestic violence, and apparently, some of these other men she's been involved with have had this controlling spirit as well. Oh, that's terrible. He has a history of domestic violence. They were married, so he could be trying to hold on to control of her whatever finances she had. Right? If something has happened, this with this Pepito, that's the young lady. But I'm pretty sure he's guilty. The Pepito case, right? He killed that girl. Whatever. That's my opinion. I don't know how and who else gonna do it, child. Somebody fall out the sky and do it, and then he killed her. Okay. So I guess it's their choice. If they want to put it out there like that, this dude has got no social media footprint at all, nowhere. So did he go in with a plan? Is he a con man? If somebody's saying he has a history of domestic violence, would you hit a sick woman just got off a ventilator? Why the hell she leave the hospital? Is that his idea? I nappy child. Nappy child, if you don't have the a murder in the beef sector, just send me your address. Any of my moderators, right? Let me put my thing in here. This is my email. Mm-hmm. Hi, Mr. J. Wow, Ty. Let me see. Okay. Why do women fall for these types? I don't know, baby. Many of you know I had a history. My mom was with an abusive man, and it fucked her up. She stayed single for most of her life after that. But these women who actually are the breadwinners, it's kind of hard to be controlling from the bottom, right? They are actually the controlling person because they're the ones that are producing the income, and then he wants to control. So he really resents her because she's actually wearing the pants as much as she's the breadwinner. If he's the volatile type, I don't know. We have to wait and see what else comes out. You don't believe Deborah Mitchell that the boyfriend did anything to Kelly? Have we heard from him? Has he come forward? Oh my goodness. 6-figure days asked Nikki that question. She married an R and a woman beater. Oh my God. Deborah Mitchell, they took your. Oh, maybe you took your own statement out. Okay. Is there an audio version? Is there an audio version of the new book? No, it's not an audio book. There is. If you have Kindle, though, any book is an audio book, right? You can listen on your Kindle. I assume your phone too. I don't know. That's what I do. Everything is on Kindle, honey. We got to see. I got to look into what it would take to get an audio book. An audio book just requires you use the Amazon company. You partnering with an audio artist. There are people on there. They post. In this Milton Recoasted helping community. Okay. The yeah, you partner with the what do you call him, actor, audio actor, whatever. We'll see. We'll see. But I'd say just get, if you have a Kindle, Kindles are very cheap. They don't cost much money, and they're very nice. They're just a little bit less than a tablet. You can get a YouTube on there and everything else. But the main reason that I use mine is because it reads the books to me, and you can get used to the mechanical voice if you listen to it regularly. Something isn't right. Something isn't right. I read about cases where people come home from the hospital and their significant other or caregiver drugs them with their prescription and kills them. We don't know. I can never say your name, brother. You're in a different country, I guess. You're broken, BMW. I don't know. People get lonely, lady. Shakira. They get lonely. Some people always talk about, oh, I want a thug. I like a thug. Girl, what are you saying that you like, honey? I don't want no sweet man. I want me a thug. Well, girl, when you say this person is a thug, that means they are basically a criminal, right? They are a rough person. So if you are attracted to that, then you're attracted to something that could harm you. If they are really a thug. A lot of these gay boys like to dress up like they're a thug, but they're not really a thug. If you want a real thug, you want a criminal, right? Somebody not above hurting you. I don't know. Thanks for posting there, Deborah Mitchell. The Kindle reads the book. Yep. Blue skies. The Kindle reads the book, baby. Let's do it again. I'm not a spokesman for Kindle, but this is where I read all mine. Oh, I turned it off? Okay. I'll give it a minute to come on. Yeah, a tough guy will punch you in your face, though. What do you mean you want a thug? How do you want a rough person, a violent person? When the police describe a thug, they're saying they're talking about a criminal. I know all kinds of people who say that. I don't think they realize what they're saying. You want somebody that's going to treat you well. If they're riding their pants down in the middle of the ass, that's a thug to you, then by all means do it. But you don't want a real thug, I don't think. Okay, come on, Kindle baby. Let's see what you got. Mm-hmm. Okay, on your Kindle. This is where one asked about the Kindle. Okay, here's your Kindle. It's open, right? All you do is go over to the corner. There's a little arrow right here. First, you tap it to the screen like that. There's a little arrow. Wait a minute. I gotta have my settings right. I got the volume down. Mm-hmm.
After reactivating her Tube account, she couldn't resist checking on the whereabouts of Trina, the woman who had caused so much destruction. As she suspected the woman's channel was gone, the same was true of all other social media. Obviously, someone had already spread the word. Not that there was an immediate plan for revenge. The very last thing.
So that's how I turn my books to audiobooks. Right? They don't cost much. I mean, I think of Kindle, you can get one for like $35. Oh, man. That's right, Devin Mitchell. I don't want a thug. I want a man that wants a 9 to 5. As far as I know, thugs don't work. Would you call your mailman a thug? Honey, a thug is from the streets, baby. Mm-mm. If that's your type, maybe you need to be talking to somebody, honey, laying on the couch somewhere. So, I mean, if all I got is men that who terrorize me and beat me and take my money and all this shit, why you keep getting 1, 2, 3, and 4? Crooked. 3 and 4 at a time. I like a thug. That's what the rap music say. I ordered a hard copy as well. Well, thank you. Who gotta love to you? I gotta love YouTube. You gotta love YouTube. I want a man with a retirement plan and good life insurance. Don't judge. Right. Give me a nice meek man, honey. I've never been attracted to that though. Maybe it's because I've always wanted a gentle man. Somebody I ain't got to worry about punching me in my face. Then I got to kill him. I don't want to kill nobody. A guy who gets a W-2. Mm-hmm. And remembers my birthday and bring me flowers, honey. Right. You got to be good to me. So I guess we're just all kicking back. Wait, God, I'm dehydrated. I should be drinking water. I got to go over to next door and get me some. That water is heavy as hell, though, ain't it? I mean, most of y'all, y'all, depending on where you live, y'all have cars. You just put it in your trunk, right? But just to go and get water from Safeway, I got to bring my little granny cart. That shit is heavy as hell. BMW had to kick him out. I kicked my man out for cheating, but I'm sad. I'm sad a month ago now. People get lonely, you know. It seems like there's a lot of lonely people out there, and they end up with these people. A lot of you guys, they're not even faithful because it's such a need for them. They might have 2 and 3 on the side. Bet you got a chick on the side. Chick, I know you got a chick on. You got another lover, sugar bone. You got one hiding. She hiding from me. Yeah, that's terrible. I guess it's hard. It's hard to find a good one, ladies. If you think you're lonely now, wait until tonight, girl. You'll be lonely and I'll be long gone. Wait until tonight, girl. You know what song I was thinking about the other day? It's 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm just getting in. I knock on the door, knock, knock, knock. A voice, sweet and low, says, "Who is it?" She opened up the door and let me in. And never once did she say, "Where have you been?" She said, "Are you hungry? Are you hungry, honey? Did you eat? Yeah. Let me hang up your coat. Oh, tell me, how was your day? It's 5 o'clock in the morning, and I don't give it a second thought. It's a thin line between love and hate. She gonna fool you one day. The sweetest woman in the world could be the meanest woman in the world. If you make her that way, you keep her, but deep inside, she's lightly holding something inside that will really, really hurt you one day. Here I am laying in the hospital, bandaged from feet to head, in a state of shock. I'm just that much from being dead. It's 5 o'clock in the morning. Lord, that woman had enough, honey. A thin line between love and hate. Yes, baby. Don't push. Don't push. Push in the bush. Look at Nappy Child. Got the bandages around that head, honey. You don't know what you're messing with, honey. So apparently the woman was just so nice and sweet and good to him, and he thought he had it made. I can do anything with this woman. And the woman was just down inside. You know, she said, "Let me hang up your coat, baby, or you need something to eat and all this." And when she turned her head, motherfucker, yep, the men's prisons is full, but so are the women's prisons, honey. A whole lot of people have just pushed until they found that deep part in her. Alexa, play somebody else, please. Thank you. Excuse me. It's 5 o'clock in the morning. She got tired. That's enough, honey. Especially when you done been doing it with her girlfriends. That hurt real bad. She smiling, spitting, and grinning in your face, and all the time he hitting her too. That hurts. One time I was with my partner, right? And I knew this little sissy. I shouldn't say sissy. People get offended. But she was really, really effeminate boy. And sometimes my partner liked those types, right? Because he has struggled with keeping it in his drawers, shall we say. But I saw the boy. We knew each other from the clubs and bars. And instantly, as soon as I saw him, he was, "Oh, hi, Jimmy. Hi, Jimmy." I said, "Get away from my partner, nigga." Right? And the situation was the chemistry between them. Even though that boy's supposed to be my friend and this guy was my lover, as soon as I saw them greet each other, I knew that boy, Jimmy, had fucked this boy. And I was correct because everybody got real quiet. We had another friend with us. He started looking around all stupid and shit. Jimmy got real quiet. The boy got real quiet. I said, "What the hell's going on? What's wrong?" And sure enough, he had him. He had a hard time, especially when you mix that alcohol with it, honey. They always blame it on the alcohol. "Oh, I was drunk. I was drunk." Yeah. You gonna make me love somebody else? Lord have mercy. R. Kelly, I guess he's up against it, huh? As the case went to the jury now, R. Kelly just waiting to see what the sentence is going to be. How many charges did he get convicted of? Y'all know? I haven't followed that story at all. It's been, what's it been, 3 years? I wasn't interested in the outgoing. I mean, he's guilty as hell. But I heard that the case was over now. I don't know how many charges he's found guilty on. Hold on a second. It's 5 o'clock in the morning, and I don't give it a second thought. Okay, R. Kelly. And you can do it. This technology is just wonderful these days. Just put that name and get the latest on them, child. R. Kelly's fate now rests in the hands of the jurors. Okay, it was 4 hours ago. Okay, why racketeering is hard to prove in R. Kelly case. me see what this lady say.
I'm joined now by Dream Hampton, filmmaker, writer, and executive producer of the 2000. Your documentary.
To jail. I don't even think they thought it was a possibility. They hoped that he would finally own the harm that he's been causing for decades, and that he would put them into the professional kind of therapy that they need to begin a healing journey.
All right, ladies, y'all gonna heal him. Too late to heal him now, honey. So the case is in the hands of the jury now. So I guess they haven't even decided what he's guilty of. And then after that, usually they'll come back for the sentencing. Right? So I doubt R. Kelly's ever going to get out. I mean, just one of those kind of charges with these minors. R. Kelly can appeal. Why haven't they let him out on bond? He can't control himself, though. He's just oversexed. He's still on trial in the federal court. He ain't getting out. You can get comfortable in jail, though, after you accept it, after they done told you what the sentence is. As long as there's a possibility you can get out, you know. For me, as soon as I got in the police, I could be all agitated and all talkative and trying to worm my way out of stuff. When they put them handcuffs on and put you in the back car, that's just it, honey. No sense in talking. So what I would do is just kind of lean to the side and go to sleep. It's over, baby. Yes, it's over. Call it a day. Sorry that it had to end this way. Too much, too little, too late. Yeah, he can appeal. He'll be appealing for the rest of his life. I don't think he's getting out. I'm sorry. I don't think he can make his latest bonds. They've been up in the $1 million, right? The thing about R. Kelly, though, for me, is he got away with it. He got away with it. He's like O.J. Simpson. After O.J. Simpson beat that case when he knew he was guilty, he got away with it. And them people, the first opportunity they got, they going to hit him with every goddamn thing they can. And you're not even getting convicted really on what you're currently doing. You're still getting convicted on what you did in the past, right? So R. Kelly got away with peeing on these young girls and all this stuff. Then he went right back doing the same thing, right? Denise Williams and Johnny Mathis. Too much, too little, too late. Okay, New York City got it hard on. Okay. Oh, New York City wants to get him first for bragging rights. Lovely one. If they could put OJ's ass away again, they do it. You better be cool. It seems like he's staying out of the news. So just enjoy your retirement, man. But don't go back and do the same thing after you done got away. I know you wish you could fly now. I believe I could fly. I believe I can touch the sky. Sit around and think about it every night and day. Spread my wings and fly away. I believe I could soar. I see you running behind an open door. It's brilliant. What a waste of talent. I don't think he's that old, though. Is he? R. Kelly, was he around 50 or something? So maybe there's a chance he'll get out and be an old man. He went all the way to Aaliyah. She has been dead for 20 years. Well, they ain't gonna let him get away. I don't think. 10 plus years. Well, 10 plus years, he could do that. It's not a violent crime, so he would get half time, but he still got to deal with those feds. Yeah, he's certainly canceled for he don't have no career, that's for sure. But that time is what he worried about, honey. He's 54 years old. So if they gave him 20, and maybe he did 10 or 11, he'd still be my age when he got out. Justice for Aaliyah. 13 she was? I didn't know that. Mm-hmm. Oh, Goonies Never Say Die says the Kelly Price situation reminds me of the Anna Nicole Smith and Howard K. Stern. Oh, yes, honey. Remember that? Right. I'm trying to remember that case. Yeah. So he ended up raising the child. And I guess the fight was over her money. Will R. Kelly die in prison? Will R. Kelly die in prison? I don't know. I don't even know how many charges did they eventually charge him with. How many cases? And then what has he got going on with the Fed? I think the federal case is about him transporting people, right? Across state lines. There's been so much publicity around that they couldn't very well give him no light sentence. There'll be hell to pay. But I mean, he was able to get away with it for a long, long time. You know, a lot of little girls still messed up in the head, no doubt. Because he was doing kinky stuff with those girls. It wasn't like innocent kind of, I just like young people. No, he was having grown adult sex with those people. Peeing on them and all that kind of weird shit. Too much money. Too much money, too much power, too many fans. So Anna Nicole Smith, she ended up not getting that man she was married to. She didn't get half his money, right? But I'm sure that child was still taken care of. So the husband, he would be the in charge of her money. I got a similar story to that in the opera. I never even occurred to me, but I do have a story like that. One of my characters in Murder in the Beat Sector, she married a man when he died. He was 93 years old and had a lot of money. Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! I can't even keep making my words work right. I guess it's that doubling up on that metformin. That's a drug for diabetes. I guess the numbers check. I don't take shots or anything for diabetes, though. I just take a couple pills. Sometimes I forget what all the pills are about. Were you alive when the R. Kelly 60 LDR? Okay. But her daughter will get it now. Yeah, I think the daughter probably gets the money when she's of age. But I don't know how much she got. Or how much that her father has spent. We always hear about these celebrities where the parents are in charge of the money, and then they spend it. So when the people retire, these child stars and so forth, ain't no money left because the family's been living on it. They say it's for you, so I bought a new $2 million house. It's for you, baby. Why is it in my name, honey? Mm-hmm. And Nicole Smith. Go back and see if I missed anything. Anything else going on in the beef sector? Let's see. I didn't see a lot of tea. Oh, we're not guessing starting the. Okay. Who is this guy they're talking about now? It's so strange. I thought there's this kid. I mean, he's younger than me. What's his name? King something. He did a little interview with Rico. I said, well, Rico's not a star or anything, but everybody started talking about him after that. What's his name? The guy King who interviewed Kelly Love, Rico, I think Brianna Simone. It looks like he's been around for a while, but King Roman. Thank you, Nevi Chow. King Roman News. Now I thought he was kind of interesting. I said, well, who's this dude? And then I saw what damn everybody on YouTube's talking about him. All this because he did an interview with Rico? I don't know. I guess he had a different format than we're used to over here. He seemed like a nice guy. But at the same time, I was thinking about who is this guy or become curious about him. Actually, after the very first interview he did, I subscribed. Now that almost never happens. And then I saw, well, goddamn, they got 7 people making videos about this guy, King Roman. We'll have to see. Maybe some new fresh blood around here. But it's interesting that he's been around for a while and just now recently, maybe his format, this thing that he came up with, all of these questions and so forth, is actually working for him. So, yeah, I subscribed. You guys might want to check him out. He's only got a few videos up, though, that would interest us. I think he does crime videos, too, celebrity gossip, and now he's putting his toe into beef sector. But he seems to know everybody in here. So maybe the beef sector has a future. Maybe we're going to grow up some big thing. We'll be looking back at the early days. So the early roots of the beef sector will become a significant channel on YouTube. We'll see. Okay, R. Kelly is no saint, but personal responsibility has. Well, personal responsibility comes into it if they were of age, Elnor. That's the thing. You can say that the girls knew who he was, they knew his reputation, they went there willingly, but all that doesn't come into play if they're underage because, you know, according to the law, they're not able to make those kind of decisions, right? So you're going to find very few people are going to be out here defending child molesters. And if she was 13 when he met her, I thought he married her at 15 years old, something like that. He admitted that he had an obsession with these young girls. A lot of these people, you got to realize, young people are the ones that buy music, right? So if you are prone to being attracted to underage children, that's going to be your audience. When you see them, when you see the Beatles, you see Michael Jackson, you see all these people who are huge stars, right? And you see all these little girls in the front dying, and oh my God, they crying and all that kind of. You think those girls wouldn't have sex with those guys? It is the responsibility of the adult. Of course, they're not able to make a rational decision. They're just all enamored with him. So R. Kelly went in there. I'm sure it was he was like a what do you call it? A pig in the pigsty. I mean, just pick them up. Go give me 5 girls, you know. And there's a price to pay for that. You're supposed to be a responsible adult. You can say, no, baby. You're too young. And my thing is, I don't know that there's that much difference between someone underage as someone who is 20. They still got basically that same kind of body, right? Why not just be with somebody a little bit older? Or at least you won't be put in prison for relations with them. Can't you get a 22-year-old, 24-year-old, something like that? Isn't that young enough? Why do they have to be children? And then doing all this sexual stuff with them, that affects their minds, honey. I'm sure a lot of those girls that he did all this stuff with, I hate to say it, probably a lot of them have end up being sex workers. That's what they seem to, when they interview sex workers, usually they've been exposed to sex as children. They've been victimized, right? So it's a responsibility that he failed. He failed terribly. New York City. So what about Chicago? Wasn't most of his crime committed in Chicago, Illinois? So is he still dealing with Illinois separately from Chicago? I mean, I see a lot of people saying that. So this trial, is this just for New York City? New York City still wants a piece of Donald Trump's ass too. They want them a good slice of that, honey. Yeah, I would think that the primary place, and then didn't he have a house in Atlanta as well? He ain't finished. So whatever happens there, then they said he has federal cases. But I would think that since he lived in Chicago and he's been molesting girls in Chicago for 20 years, and then he has a house in Atlanta, God only knows what went on there. He more than likely he has cases in those places as well. Unless those things, I haven't been following the case, to tell you the truth. Where were the parents? Well, probably some of the parents were starstruck themselves. I don't know, but they're you can go to Netflix and they have the R. Kelly case there, both of them, 1 and 2, Surviving R. Kelly. They'll explain the whole thing, you know. Some of the parents did eventually go looking for their children, but unfortunately, the girls, I mean, they were exposed to all this fame and money and stuff. But it's a pretty sick story. It's very rare that I would get involved in a story. Like, I don't know why people are, a lot of time, even on Netflix, right? The story involves some child being killed, some child being molested. I don't find this stuff very interesting to me. I don't find any humor in it. I don't find any entertainment in it. So a lot of times, if it involves you molesting people, that's not a case that I'm going to automatically follow, right? Like a lot of these real life crime stories and stuff like that, when they're involving people killing children and so forth, I'm not interested in seeing that. It disturbs me. Yeah, a lot of parents ain't. So some of them are starstruck, I'm sure. They never did figure out that with Michael Jackson. With Michael Jackson taking the parents around on tours and shit while he's in there with the kid. I mean, I don't understand pedophilia. I can't do it, honey. It's pretty terrible, though. It's pretty terrible. And when you talk to the adult people, so many people are so affected by this stuff that adults have exposed them to. Tyra Banks said her mom always made sure she was protected, always. I know my mama said she wasn't gonna have no man, no strange man, and she never brought no date to our house, nothing like that, honey. She was not gonna have her daughters around grown men in general. So I never met any boyfriend or anything like that she ever had. And there must have been somebody somewhere, but she wouldn't bring him home. I'm sure if she was like engaged to the person or something like that, she would bring him around the house. But you would have to be real sure, particularly when you're raising young girls. You know, I had 2 sisters. Too many stories out there, baby. Too many stories. The T Lounge, yes, alive in Illinois. The jury threw that out. He won in Illinois? The T Lounge said, yes, alive and in Illinois. The jury threw that out. R. Kelly had a reputation for liking young girls, and yet young girls, women, would still show up at his party. Well, of course. He was a star. Any of them, even the rap singers. You look in the audience, you say, what that child doing in there? listen to this shit about pimping hoes and all this kind of stuff. That's who buys music, honey. That's who goes to the concerts. It's gonna be a sad life, but at least he's alive, you know. You can get comfortable in prison. Some people in prison a long time don't even want to leave. He had it all. He was a brilliant person, particularly for some person who couldn't read and write. He's a brilliant writer. Music is great, you know. I hear you, lovely one. Yeah. It's so much. But if you guys are interested in that story, you can still go and see it on Netflix. R. Kelly, Surviving R. Kelly, 1 and 2. Neil Turner, you believe Michael Jackson was weird, but not guilty of child sex abuse. He was already investigated by the FBI. You really think they let a megastar like him get away? I don't know. I'll say let the dead rest in peace, honey. They all came out for him, though. Unfortunately, he didn't realize how much America still loved him because they wanted to crucify him. Crucify him when he was alive. But when he was dead, they came out, and I mean, everybody came out in support of what a great entertainer he was. I wonder if his kids are any of them going to be in show business. Does talent transfer? He had natural kids too, right? I think he had natural kids. Seems like a lot of times if you're a talented singer, then your children would be talented singers as well. It could be in the DNA. I don't know if talent actually transfers. But there's so many stories of where the parents were real famous and the kids never did anything except drugs. So I don't know, honey. Did I watch the Rick James documentary? I didn't know there was one. No, I haven't seen it. Yes, please get Murder in the Beef Sector. What Lil Nas X has been with his latest videos, creating the narrative. He's a creative guy. He's been doing a lot of this cross-dressing and stuff in his videos and stuff lately. But when I saw him, who was he on? He was on The Breakfast Club. He's just a regular young kid. I mean, he's just talented. He's using I was impressed by his personality. He's got a lot of personality. He's not weird, you know, but he knows how to get our attention. He's another one that's taken to all this cross-dressing kind of stuff, like Billy Porter. If that's what they want to do, listen, you know, people do what they want to do, honey. He's not out there hurting children. That's what the main thing is, honey. He's not out there hurting people. He has 3 children. Maybe one of them will pop up. Although they would be of the age now that they would be stars. He was a star at 9 years old. I'm sure he would have all of the if they were talented and they wanted to be in show business, we probably would be seeing them by now. Hey, you think this is okay? I can follow this conversation. All right, babies. I'm gonna give me something to eat. I think I'm gonna get Philly cheesesteak today. They got this great place down here in the mall. the train runs right under my window. I get on the train and I can get down to downtown San Francisco in like 5 minutes. I can get the food. The food is still hot. Get back on the train because the train goes right into the mall, and be back home within 20 minutes with hot food. So I think I'm gonna go for the Philly cheesesteak on today. Y'all have a good Saturday. It's overcast as hell here. Jesus Christ. We have fires burning. You know, California, I don't know how, but we have all these multiple fires every year. And sometimes they block out the sun, the smoke. Order delivery, or that's an idea. But I think, Chat Berry, I need to move these bones sometimes, honey. Sitting around in the house is not good all the time, baby. So that's my outing. And some of them order delivery, like what's that one I ordered? They had so many charges added to that shit. I said, God damn, I'm just eating a sandwich, damn near $40. So you got to pay attention to what kind of charges they're going to add on. But yeah, I need to get out of the house anyway. They arrested someone who started that fire. I heard a woman was arrested. Doesn't take all that much when it's hot. Those trees are dry. I don't know why people keep building in those places. Building right on the water's edge. They have mudslides and shit. But those are all wealthy people, well insured, and I'm sure they're paying a grip. But we can't assume that everybody in these towns, though, they get burned out, are rich people. Yes, a lot of them have estates and all that kind of stuff in order to be able to live in these kind of places. But a lot of them are just regular townspeople. Somebody still got to be the mailman. Somebody still got to clean. Somebody got to be the busboy. Every city requires people who are not rich to live there in order for the city to function, right? And unfortunately, a lot of those people are hurt where they can't just come back. They can't just go build another house, right? Mm-hmm. That's the problem they have here in San Francisco. Because it's a damn shame when your teacher has to drive 2 hours to go to work. You know, they don't have housing here. People can afford to live here. And so you still need teachers. You still need policemen. You still need firemen. You still need people to work in the stores. You still need all retail workers. You still need all the people in Starbucks. Everybody got it. All those people can't afford to live here. So what they end up doing is going farther and farther away from San Francisco, especially if they have a family. And then they're spending the grip just to get back and forth into the city. Because those tolls and things add up, right? And then you're on the road for 2 hours a day, 3 hours a day, you know. So that's an issue here. They need more affordable housing. But New York City, they've done it. You know, people live outside of Manhattan, work in the city. You know, I guess there's always a way. All right, you guys, let me go get my Philly cheesesteak. Y'all have a good Saturday. Talk to you later.